Do you have a number for the amount that you're investing in India?
Yeah, I think overall budget, at least for now, is purely to pull the product from the ground, right? Is $25 million. We were actually hiring, I think, about 200 people in India at the moment. There are multiple reasons why we would acquire Fintech. First obvious reasons because of license.
So the first thing that Revolut is going to do in India is to buy out a company. What is that going to be? Which one is that? I think I finally got my mega headline. What is that? Hello everyone, welcome to Business Insider. This is Sriram here, and today's show is dedicated to everyone who loves a good disruption. Our next guest has a company hasn't entered India yet, but those who have used it say that this could be the biggest disruption that Indian banks could have faced. It's not Google, it's not Paytm, it's not Alibaba or SoftBank. It's a British startup called Revolut. And many people who have been exposed to this say that it could do what Uber did to old traditional cabs, Netflix did to content. Revolut and companies like that could do that to traditional financial system in India. Think of it as a bank without a branch, a super app which gives you every possible service that a bank can offer at a fraction of the cost. Foreign exchange, stock trading, cryptocurrency, so on and so forth. And this $5.5 billion 5-year-old startup is ready to enter India. So join me in welcoming the founder and CEO, Nikolay Storonsky. Welcome to Business Insider, Nick, and welcome to India. Let's talk about the big picture. Let's talk about why Revolut is coming to India. Of course, the market and the scale and the opportunity is huge. That's the boring part of the answer. Give me the interesting part, which is what you saw in India and you thought these are the gaps that I could fill. What would those be?
Yeah, obviously, when we looked at India, it's a huge economy, right? It's projected to be the third largest economy by, I think, 2030. A lot of people, huge potential, but also a lot of competition, right? And then we had a lot of doubters, right, about our business model, given how strong competition is. But in reality, we provide the services that no one can match in India. As a global company, we're able to provide free instant money transfers cross-border to almost any country. For example, if you are from India, you live in the US, you're able to send money back to India instantly and for free at interbank rate. So that's an advantage no one can match. Secondly, if you're from India, right, and then you got a job, for example, in Europe or UK, and then you need a bank account there. Instead of going to a local bank, you simply use our app and then you create a local UK account, a local French account, and so on. So borderless accounts, again, is another feature that no one in India can match. And then going forward, right, stock trading. Again, we allow you to trade commission-free stock trading US stocks, and we're also adding other stocks. Again, you've got access to effectively global stock trading. So ability to be global is unmatched in Indian marketplace at the moment. So that's the reason why I think, and why the whole team thinks we have a chance to provide best services in the Indian market and to be successful there.
In your previous interviews that I saw, you've been highlighting how you would offer this at a fraction of a cost. That has been your pitch. Here, I see you talking about the services and not the cost. Am I reading too much into it?
Yeah, because relative, if I look at the Indian market, right, it's extremely competitive, and then prices are going down all the time. Even if I look at your interchange, so most likely interchange will go to 0% in the next 5 years. And then the question, okay, what is a business model that will survive in this environment? That's very simple. So I think global business model will survive, would allow people access to services, not being given by local competition.
So the reason why I'm asking that is also the kind of clientele you've described is people who are mobile across borders, people who have the ability to back jobs in other country or do business in another country and have sort of foreign exchange dealings on a regular basis. That is literally in a country like India, 1% of the top 1%, right?
Yeah. I mean, the reality is we always start with this clientele because we can acquire them for free because no one is offering the services, and we can acquire them fast because we have the single product in the world that allows them to do what they need. But what happens next is that they start promoting this service and product to their families, right? For example, if I'm expat out of India living in US, I'm sending money to my, Indian mom, right? Then as a result, I force her to download our app and use our banking services. So that's how we spread, across the globe.
So you're not, typically any startup, any company that comes to India or any emerging market for that matter, comes for the scale, come for the millions of customers that you can put on your PPT and say, show it to your VCs and raise money. That's not your goal. Am I getting that right?
To be honest, we don't really count the number of customers, right? We look more at gross profits or daily active people. So we're kind of past the stage when we just look at number of customers. A number of customers doesn't mean much, right? Because like one customer in India might not be as worth one customer in US. So it's like you need to compare apples with apples.
Did you have an interaction with the regulator? Are you expecting any legal challenges? Did you have to tweak your model in some way to be able to do business in India?
Well, to be honest, we're going with a plain vanilla model, right, which is very acceptable to regulate and very understandable, and it's extremely low risk. So that's our entry strategy into the market. So
you didn't have to make any major changes as such?
No.
We are excited that a disruptor like you is looking to enter India, and honestly speaking, the experience of online banking, digital banking in India, and in fact, I don't know if you had the chance to go through that. But here in India, it's an urban legend. Every day somebody's complaining about something that's not right. About they were trying to transfer money, it didn't work. They were trying to if somebody transferred money, the alert that they get is not neat. Those kind of. Would you want to talk about that a little bit? What was your experience? Did you go through any? Don't take the names of the banks. I'm sure that's a problem. But something funny, something ironic, something that you thought that well, we figured this out a couple of years ago. What's taking you so long?
Well, I'll probably not mention products, right? But I would mention bankers from India, and then I met several of them in in UK, just for talk, for drinks, and then reality they have very different mentality. So, and then I wouldn't say that's innovator mentality or building best products mentality. So obviously, as a result of it, products might be quite clunky and user unfriendly.
And anything that stood out for you? Did you do a demo of some sorts and said that? Well, I'm looking for anecdotes here, Nick. Not just business talk.
Yeah, they actually showed me, one of the apps of the banks, and I was not impressed. It was looked as from 90s. Well, not from 90s, maybe from 2000s, right? So it's from interface and product point of view, it was quite old school.